Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome you all to Communication Theories 1 course. This course has a course code of GNC 311. This is lecture number 24 and in this lecture we are going to discuss gatekeeping theory. I am Anwar Khan, lecturer journalism and mass communication department, Kohart University of Science and Technology. First of all, let's have a look at the various discussion points that we are going to discuss and elaborate in our today's session. So first of all, we are going to define the very concept of the gatekeeping. And it is very necessary for the students to have information or idea about the gatekeeping in the beginning because we will repeatedly be using the very term or concept gatekeeping. So it will be then difficult for them to understand what does it mean. So in the beginning, we are going to define gatekeeping, then the history of the gatekeeping, very briefly we are going to talk about it, and then the features of the gatekeeping theory. We are going to discuss the various features and the concepts of gatekeeping theory. Then we will explain the gatekeeping model, right? Then the gatekeeping in everyday life. Do we have gatekeeping in everyday life or not, or it is only applicable to the field of communication? So we are going to look at this perspective as well. And then we are going to compare news values and gatekeeping. What is the relation between news values and the gatekeeping, right? So these are some of the discussion points that we are going to discuss in our today's session, and these are our learning objectives as well. After attending today's session, I hope that our students will be able to answer all these questions. So look at the history of the gatekeeping theory, and here we are going to discuss that when this theory was presented and who presented this very theory. So when we look at the history, we come to know about Robert Park, that Robert Park basically identified the gatekeeping process in 1992, but unfortunately he did not give it a theoretical name at that time, right? And he identified the gatekeeping process in his book, The Immigrant Press, and this paragraph has been taken from his book. And what he says in the paragraph, that there are hundreds of news which reach to the office of the news organizations on daily basis, but what happens that it is the editor who chooses some of the news for the publication and some of the news that are thrown into the basket and they are not published, right? And according to Robert Park, he says that on daily basis several news that are killed and that are not published, right? So we can say that Robert Park basically identified the gatekeeping process in 1922. So the gatekeeping theory was formally identified and popularized by Kurt Lewin with his publication Forces Behind Food Habits and Methods of Change. Well, if you look at the date 1943, that was the time of the World War II when it was in progress. So a responsibility was given to a group of psychologists, and Kurt Lewin was one of the member of that very group or a committee, and they were working on the notion that what changes comes in the selection of the food, right, during war times, how a selection of the food changes when there is war, and what are the factors and what are the various decision making processes which take place during war times in the selection of the food, right? So it was basically identified and formally it was popularized by Kurt Lewin with his publication in 1943. But in the field of communication, it was basically David Manning White. In 1950, he was a journalism professor at the Boston University who identified it, right? And basically what happened that he looked at the various factors an editor takes into consideration when deciding which news will make the paper and which news will not. So David Manning White basically he himself was a teacher of journalism teacher, professor at the Boston University, and he carried out his research on the various factors that an editor keeps in mind while selecting a news and then rejecting a news, right? So we can say that in the field of communication, it was basically David Manning White. And this Kurt Lewin, he basically introduced and popularized the notion in the field of psychology. So look at the definition and the concept of the gatekeeping, that what do we mean by it? So gatekeeping is basically a process by which information is filtered to the public by the media. So it means that gatekeeping is nothing but a process, and in this process, what do? We filter the information. The very second point that you have to keep in mind: filtering the information, and after that, media give that very information to the public. So we can say that this very definition can be divided into three parts: process, filtering of information, and giving into the public. So we can debate it, we can discuss it, that how filtering of the information, and there would be several questions that media is doing injustice with the media, with the information or with the public, that when they are filtering the information, when they are changing the shape of the information, and when they are putting their own agenda, or the agenda of the elites, or the agenda of any of the groups, and they are giving that very information to the public. So we can debate it, and we are going to discuss it in the coming slides. Well, the second definition, look at the second definition again, that gatekeeping is a process of selection of information according to importance and relevance. So again, we can say that gatekeeping is a process, and this is a process of selection of information. We can again discuss this very concept, that selection of information. Why we cannot give all the information which are collected or gathered in the news organizations, and then when some of the information are to be given to the public, and some of the information which are discarded and killed. So what happened, that the selected information again, they are formatted, they are shaped, and the agenda is planted in that very information. So we can discuss it, but we are going to discuss in the coming slides. And then we say that we are going to select that very information which is important and relevant, right? So according to the third definition, which has been given by scholars like Pamela Shoemaker and Tim Walls, they said that again, that gatekeeping is basically nothing but a process of discarding and crafting countless bits of information. So the same thing they are saying, that gatekeeping is basically discarding some of the information and then crafting some of the information, right? And then we say that this very information is basically the information which is selected. So this process not only determines which information is selected. So when you are selected some of the information, so this gatekeeping process is not only the selection of the information, it is basically which information is selected. This is very important, that why those informations are selected and other information that are discarded. And then what happened, that but also what the content and the nature of the messages, right? And we discuss it above in the above lines, that they are not only selecting the information, but when they are shaping the information in accordance to their objectives and purposes and planting their own agenda, then it becomes something else, right? So this is basically gatekeeping. So we can say, to cut it short, we can say that gatekeeping is a process of selection of the information, filtering the information according to importance and relevance, and giving it to the public. So we came to know about the process of the gatekeeping that is available, or that exists in the communication field. But do we have the gatekeeping process in the everyday life? So do we have it? So the answer to this question is yes. We have the gatekeeping process in our life, right? And we can have several examples of it. And this gatekeeping process exists in different forms. For example, take the example that it exists at homes in the form of the parents, in the form of the brothers, elder sisters, right, and other senior members of the family. And similarly, it exists in the school, college, and university, and everywhere, right? You go. So the process of the gatekeeping you will find. So all those people who are in association with us. So if we are doing anything wrong, so those people are going to ask us not to repeat such activities or such actions, because such actions or activities will give negative results, right? So the process of the gatekeeping exists in everyday life. It is not only, you can say, the field of communication, but it exists in everyday life. So let's have a look at the various features of the gatekeeping theory. What are they and what does they mean? So the very first feature is that it is a process of selection and filtering of information for the media and editing it as per the requirements. So we have already discussed some of the concepts or features. like gatekeeping is a process, we have already discussed it. Similarly, selection of information and filtering of information, right? We have already discussed this very concept of the gatekeeping as well. And then we say that this one, as per the requirements, uh, that means that when we are working in the field of journalism or in the field of communication, what happened that we are facing with the problem of time and space. In the newspaper, we have limited number of pages, and similarly, if you are working in the television, or you are working in the radio, or you are working in the online media, so what happened that again we have the issue of the time and space, right? So to tackle this very these issues, what happened that the journalists or the media practitioners, the editors, the producers, right? They are selecting some of the information and they are deleting or discarding some of the information, right? And it is just because of the fact that they have the limitation of the time and the space, right? So this is the very first feature. Then the second feature of gatekeeping is that the function of gatekeeping is surveillance. So it works like the surveillance, because in the process of surveillance, what happened that you keep a close eye on the people who comes or go, right? And similarly, in the gatekeeping process, you are again keeping a close eye on the information, which information is selected, which information is discarded, in the information which is selected, how to format it, right? How to edit it. So the function of gatekeeping is like the surveillance. Then you say that gatekeeping sets the standard for newsworthiness. It is very true that when you are selecting a news and you are rejecting a news, then at that time you need to have some values or some yardsticks with the help of which you can decide that if such yardsticks are made by a news or information, so we are going to select that information. And if some information they do not meet those yardsticks, so they are not going to select that very information. So it is necessary to select the yardsticks or the standards for selecting the information. Then we say that the editor who works as a gatekeeper changes news as according to his own subjective perceptions. So they are selecting the information according to their own subjective perceptions. The information will one information which they feel is very important may not be important for the another media or for another channel, right? So over here we can say that the subjective perceptions or the subjective thinking of the editor comes to play active role in it. Other features of gatekeeping theory, and this one is that there are many factors for gatekeeping process, like the organizational policies, personal choices, biasness, etc. So it means that there are numerous other choices or limitations or obligations while you are selecting the information. As we in the previous slide, we selected that subjective approach is adopted, and similar the case over here, that we are keeping the organizational policy in the mind, and according to that we are selecting the news. If the organization have good relations with someone and the news comes or the information collected is against that very organization, so because of the organizational policy we are not going to publish or print that very information, right? And similarly, personal choices are there and sometimes biasness are there, and it is true, it happens in the media. When you work in the media, then you will come to know that all these problems and issues, they do exist over there. And information moves step by step process in a structure, and it is so that first of all, the reporter will go into the field, they will collect information about the event or incidents from the field. After that, he will come into the office, he will file a story about it, and then that very information or story will be forwarded to other departments, and other departments, they will check it out whether it is okay or not. If there is some problem, or if the information is about the organizational policy or against some other issues, so what happens that that very information or part of the information will be deleted. And most of the time it happens that the headlines of the stories, they are changed, and similarly wordings, they are changed, and similarly some of the information, they are deleted from the story, from the column, from the feature, and other writers. So this is the gatekeeping model, and I hope that with the help of this, you will have more information about it, and you will have more understanding about it. So N over here is the source of the item, which means the journalist. journalist is collecting the information. Over here we have A, and this A is basically the audience, and these are basically the stories, right? The stories which have been collected by the sources or by the journalists. So what happened that in these stories, N1, N1, N2, N3, N4, N4, okay, so only two stories that are given to the audience. This one is the N2 and N3, and this one is basically the a gatekeeper. And this gatekeeper can be in any form. It can be in the form of the editor, it can be in the form of the producer, and it can be in any other form, right? So what they are doing is that they are not they are discarding these information or these stories, and they are letting only, they're broadcasting or printing only N2 and N3 to the public, right? So for gatekeeping, I can give you the example of the Myanmar and the Indian occupied Kashmir. And we have seen the great genocide which has taken place in the Myanmar, and how the government has become the gatekeeper, where they are not allowing information to pass out to the international community. They are not letting information to leak out to the international media, so that the international community, the international world, they do not know about the genocide which has taken place in the Myanmar. And I remember that a reporter from the BBC, he got information about the genocide, and then he published that very information in the BBC media. And what happened that he was then sentenced in the Myanmar, right, and he was put in the prison. And the same is the situation in the occupied Indian occupied Kashmir, where the government, again the Indian government, has become the gatekeeper. They are trying to curtail as much information as possible, although the government of Pakistan that requested them to allow the international community to come there and see the situation in the Indian occupied Kashmir, and they will come to know that what is happening or what is the true situation in the occupied Kashmir. And the Indian, they are not letting them in. So what happened that gatekeeping is a very surveillance process in which people act and people perform gatekeeping processes for their own objectives and purposes. So, what are the criteria of choosing a news story, or we can say that what are the yardsticks of selecting one sort of information and then rejecting another sort of information at the same time, right? So, what are the standards or the yardsticks? So, we have it in the form of the news values. So, news values are basically the values of the news that determine the which information has to be selected, and it determines the placement, the duration, and the value of the information, right? And they are in the form of the personality, they are in the form of the magnitude, impact, proximity, violence, conflict, disaster or scandal, unusualness and timeliness, and the list just continues. So they are the news values, and every journalist, every reporter, every editor has information about these news values. So what happened that we select information according to these news values, right? The information which match these news values, we are going to select that very information, and another type of information which does not qualify these news values, then they are not selected. I will give you just the example of this personality. That, for example, if any entertainment personality, for example, an actor, he has a road accident, so all the media covers that very news, right? That very information, they collect information that where he was going and when he had the accident and what's the condition of him, right? So that very road accident will be covered by all the media outlets, even by print media, electronic media, and by online media. And if the same road accidents, I mean, it happens in a very great number in, for example, in Pakistan, for example. So media is not covering those road accidents, but they cover the road accident of the personality, right? So what happened? This is actually the news value that determine, that tell us, that help us to select which new information and to discard which of the information. And these are, I mean, all the editors, journalists, while selecting information and playing the role of the gatekeeping. So what happened that these news values help them a lot. So resources for today's presentation is the book Gatekeeping Theory, and this book is freely available on the Google. Go there, search it out, and you will have it. And whenever you just type the title of the book. You give the title of the book in the Google Books, and you will have this very book. And reading of books is very informative. You will have more knowledge about the gatekeeping theory, and maybe if you are doing your higher studies, so you can use the gatekeeping theory in your research. So thank you very much. This is the end of today's session. Let me revise again what we covered in our today's session. First of all, we came to know about the features of the gatekeeping theory. We came to know about the definition of the gatekeeping theory. Then we discussed the history of the gatekeeping theory. And then we looked at the gatekeeping model and we discussed it. And then I gave you a few of the examples that the gatekeeper can be in the form of the country or authority who can control the information and the media in a locality or country. And then we discuss the news values and the association of the news values with the gatekeeping process. So this is all from in the today's session. See you in the next lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz.